Hello, I'm Al Bundy. We're at the special edition of Meet the Leaders brought to you by Altice USA. We're in Atlantic City at the 103rd gathering of the League of Municipality Convention. My special guest is State Senator Tom Kean. Tom, let's just start with talking to me about your impression of these midterm elections. How do you see it?
Well, I think there's a huge turnout. It's a huge turnout across the state and actually across the nation as well. So there was a lot of voter engagement, a lot of people paying a lot of attention to the issues, and then that's an important part of democracy.
Now, one thing certainly has been a concern has been New Jersey transit. Fares seem to still keep going up, but yet there's still a lot of concern about, how well the trains are running. What would you like to see?
My constituents are really concerned that New Jersey is becoming uncommutable. And whether that impact you're a person going to work or a person trying to create a job or trying to be productive in their life, that uncommutability not only impacts your job opportunity prospects, but also impacts the home value, your ability to create a business as well. So what we have to focus on, I think, going forward, number one, you've got to reform New Jersey transit. And I've got a piece of legislation to restructure it, make it much more transparent. You've also got to make sure that these engineers are actually showing up to work. Because people get really angry that an hour before a train is supposed to come, they cancel because a person, shockingly, on a Monday or a Friday is on vacation. So you've got to make sure that that's a management problem that caused a whole structural breakdown. You also need to make sure that New Jersey Transit has a strong priority. These trains are breaking down. We need to make sure that from a personnel, a management issue, and a transparency issue, that these people have solutions. And my great concern is, number one, on communication. Communications don't cost that much money. The commuters don't know what's happening in real time. Number two,
Are you suggesting a marketing campaign?
Well, it's not a marketing campaign. It's an education campaign saying when a train has a change there, somebody's waiting for an hour, 90 minutes, and they don't know what's going on. People need to understand what's going on in real time. And that's a communication issue. That doesn't cost money. The second thing that New Jersey Transit needs to do, which I've been shocked by, that they haven't done, there doesn't seem to be a contingency plan. When you have a portal bridge issue, or when you have an engineer not showing up at work, or you have another actual equipment piece of problem breakdown, you don't have any contingency plans. And in any other business, you would have a contingency plan. That's what the commuters need, and this administration needs to focus on not only restructuring New Jersey Transit, but making sure there's a contingency plan and a communication plan that impacts the residents of all of our districts, not just the commuters.
Also, there's always a lot of concern about New Jersey being affordable. Matter of fact, a lot of reports show that millennials are running out of the state.
Yes.
What can we do about that?
We have the largest out-migration of millennials in any state in the union, and that's unacceptable. We need to reform how we look at higher education. We've not restructured our higher education system since Rutgers became state university in the 1960s. So you need to restructure, make sure people have the ties that bind in the higher education system. That's number one, so you keep people here up front. Number two, what we need to focus on is tax predictability. When Amazon was looking around, and New Jersey just lost Amazon, the opportunity, when they looked at Virginia or they looked at Massachusetts or any other state, there's predictability over 10, 20 years in the tax system in those states. In New Jersey, just last year alone, this governor and the Democrats in the legislature increased taxes by $1.7 billion, increased spending by 7% in 1 year. In the previous 8 years, spending hadn't increased more than 2% a year. You had predictability in the tax structure. When anybody's saying where they want to locate their business, where they want to locate their family, and they see an income tax that changes, a sales tax that potentially is going to change, a corporate business tax is going to change, that type of tax unpredictability and these huge and high property tax costs for people, they say that tax unpredictability means that they won't move to that area. So when you look at a state that right now that has a tax problem and a potential perception of and a reality of an uncommutability problem, those two things together impact the ability of New Jersey to attract talent and to keep talent. We have the best educated, most talented workforce. We need to make sure that we are respecting their needs now.
One of the things that the new governor has Move Forward is a program to assist those who make less than under $45,000 to go to community college for free. I think it's called the Governor's Opportunity Grant Program. What's your feeling about that project?
I don't think anything is free. I mean, anything that is, so I think number one, we've got to, first of all, reduce the overall size and scope of what it costs to go to college in New Jersey. So if you make it more affordable and more predictable so people know they could graduate in a 2-year or a 3-year or 4-year timeline, number one, you reduce the overall cost. You reduce the overall size of the loan, and you make sure that people take a higher course load up front, which means they get the coursework done earlier, which means you have a less loan to pay back. So number one, you've got to make sure that people get that information. Number two, you've got to realize that from a county college structure or anybody else, if you have an additional capacity, there may not be capacity in the county college system to handle individuals who are coming in and taking coursework and then going on to a different course or not completing the course. So you need to make sure that you have a real plan that first and foremost creates opportunity, drives down costs, and make sure people can afford to do it with a predictable outcome and a skill set at the end that allows them to be employed in New Jersey.
But Senator, one of the big issues has been the debt that many college students incur, sometimes almost 6 figures. Is this a good idea by the governor?
Well, I think that this doesn't do anything, not really on that issue. What this focuses on, I think we need to make sure that the overall cost needs to be less. We got to figure out, why are the books so expensive? We haven't updated the college funding formula since Rutgers became the state university in the 1960s. Why is that? What do we need to do to make sure that our town, we have a statewide plan, but also reduce the overall size and scope of these courses? So
I don't think many of the governors even been following the formula. I don't think Governor Christie did.
There really hasn't. No, I've been fighting this fight for a decade, regardless of whether it's a Republican governor or a Democratic governor. I've been trying to get the bill through. We've gotten it through on the state Senate to try to reform that a couple different times. State Assembly hasn't acted. We need to change the way from an overall issue. What are we teaching? How are we teaching? And the also issue is, how we make sure these people in different parts of the state are getting access to the type of, whether it's a primary or secondary education or a college education, because the answers can be different whether you're in an urban or rural or a suburban area, because the advent of technology could mean you could have extraordinary solution that is more affordable, because and make sure that everybody has a rising boat. That's a good thing for everybody.
That's a very interesting point. We are out of time, but give me one thing, just one, that you'd like to work on with Governor Murphy and see in next year's budget. One thing.
Well, we need to reduce the tax burden. We also need to make sure that New Jersey Transit actually is responsive to the people in New Jersey. New Jersey Transit is the first and foremost thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
We are here in Atlantic City at the New Jersey League of Municipalities. My special guest has been State Senator Tom Kean. I want to thank you for joining us.